Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all what I keep in my Freelance makeup kit. In my most recent makeup collection video, I asked you guys, I showed you all this kit because I was telling you all that I also have some makeup in there that I don't have out in my makeup collection because maybe they're shades that don't work for me or things that I kind of save for my makeup kit. So I asked you all if you would like a dedicated video sharing what I keep in there, and I had several of you guys request that I do this. Obviously, when I'm gonna go to do wedding makeup or whatever I'm gonna do, I might take things from my actual collection. I'm sorry if anything is out of focus or if the lighting's a little weird because, you know, obviously I'm doing this setup a little different, and I hope that you guys find it helpful. So let's just go ahead and jump into my kit. I'll link down below where I got this. I got it off of Amazon in case you're interested in getting something like this. And I do really like this one. I feel like it's pretty sturdy. I feel like the handle right here could be a little sturdier, but let me turn it around here. But it does have like the strap right here that holds it on, like this Velcro strap that holds it on, and it's like more secure like that. But whenever you go to open up the makeup kit, you just unhook this and then you can just press that down so that you can get into this top section here. And it does have keys and stuff where you can lock everything up if you'd like to. This thing has 4 different sections to it. Like this is a section here, this is another section, another, and then the bottom is like a really large section. So here in the top, I keep all of my foundations and concealers and setting products up here in this top part. I mainly have Revlon Color Stay in here because that is my favorite foundation, and I feel like that works good on most skin types. It's very full coverage, it lasts all day long, it looks great in photos. So I have that, and I also have some of the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made because I got a PR package of that last year that had every shade, and they had a lot of really deep shades in that line, so I wanted to keep that for my Freelance kit. I really liked the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, so I bought like every shade that they had in this concealer. I mean, I still like it, but this really isn't my favorite anymore. But I mean, it still works well on other people. It has pretty good coverage. You know, it doesn't look cakey or anything. And then I have some darker colors in some other brands because the Naked Skin, I feel like it didn't come like super dark. So I have some of the CoverGirl powders in there because they sent those to me in PR, and I can't use some of those colors, so I saved them for the kit. But you all know that the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable is my favorite setting powder, so that's why I got it for my Freelance kit. And then I ended up getting this Black Radiance. This brand, they have a lot of really dark colors, like for really deep skin tones, and even with the L'Oreal True Match, they didn't have like a super deep shade, at least where I was buying the True Match. So I got this powder, and then I keep this makeup setting spray in there. And you know, I kind of switch my setting sprays out. And also too, when it comes to this kit, I'll add stuff in here that I have, you know, in my regular makeup collection. If, you know, I want to take something, I just sanitize it or whatever and just bring it. So, but yeah, and then I like the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer, the white, in case I need to lighten a shade, or, you know, it's just good to have a good like white toned concealer for different stuff. So, and I ended up getting these 2 in really dark concealers because I mean, I used to love the Maybelline Fit Me. Now it's been irritating me, so I don't know if I should use this on other people because it might be irritating, but I love the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I'd like to go back and get all the other shades to have for my kit because they're pretty affordable and they are really good quality. But I ended up getting this one in Dark Cocoa because this was like their darkest concealer in case I needed a really dark concealer, or so I can mix it in, you know, to kind of customize my concealers a little bit. So that's what this top section looks like here. And I really like this kit because it holds a lot of foundation up here. You know, all this stuff fits in. And you know, I can set it up there, you know, when I'm working on people, I can see, you know, what foundations I have and all that sort of thing. And you know, depending on the event, if I know kind of more of the shades that I might need, I might not take every single shade that I have, but if I'm not sure what shades I'm gonna need, then I'm gonna take everything. yeah, it has places where you can lock it up. I'm not even for sure what I did with my keys, but so that was the top first section. And it's like a pretty big piece there, as you can see. Then here, I usually keep like brow products and stuff. And then I always like to keep the Urban Decay Naked Basics in here just because it's a good eyeshadow palette to have in your kit. Just because it has really great basic shades in there. So I feel like every makeup kit needs this. And I have 2 of them, so I just keep one in my kit at all times. The e.l.f. Daily Hydration Moisturizer. This is just a basic, you know, moisturizer, and I do like this. I also have some of the e.l.f. eye cream. It's just like a basic eye cream. And then I have just like a sample of the Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. I always like to keep primer or moisturizers in my kit or take them with me because most of the time people don't use moisturizer like they should, or, you know, they've used moisturizer hours before you're gonna do their makeup and you need, you know, to prime their skin before you do their foundation. So I also keep this CoverGirl True Blend Pre-Touching Palette in my Freelance kit. I don't ever really use this, but I like to have like color correctors with me just in case I might need to use them on somebody else or something like that. And I also have this MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. I don't know, this doesn't really work on me either, but just in case I could use it on somebody else. It is a really good concealer, so I keep it in there. Okay, so now we're gonna get down into the next section of stuff. This next section is where I normally keep like blushes and bronzers and highlights whenever I take them with me. Now the products that are currently in my kit are like shades that don't work on me, but that would work on a medium to deep skin tone. So like things that would work on a fair to light skin tone are things that I already have in my collection. And whenever I would go to a makeup event, I would just sterilize my stuff and take it with me. I like the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powders, but this palette here, the shades are too dark or they just didn't really work on my skin tone. And like these 2 did work on me, but I have Blossom Glow just individually. These 2 are too, like, they have too much color for my skin tone. So I thought that this would be a great palette to put in my kit because I know that these 2 shades look beautiful on other skin tones. So I also have this BH Cosmetics Backlight Highlighting Colored Palette, 6 color palette. It has colored highlights in here. I didn't like these on me, so maybe like on somebody that's younger, somebody that's, you know, going to prom or something, these colors would look better on them because, you know, their skin's gonna be not as aged as mine, like it's not as mature. And I found that these showed a lot of texture on me, but I thought, you know, this might be good to keep for my kit in case somebody, like a younger client, a younger person might want a colored highlight. And these were pretty colors, but like I said, they just didn't work on me, so kept that in my kit. I have the Milani Baked Bronzer in Soul. And I had bought this back when I was doing my Milani One Brand makeup tutorial. And this one was too dark for me. So I just decided to keep it in my kit because I do like my other bronzer that does match me. So I figured that, you know, I'd like that on other colored skin tones. And then you all know how much I love the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze. So I ended up getting the medium shade and the deep shade for my kit. And then, you know, whenever I take my kit, then I would just take the color light with me in case, you know, I have somebody that would need the light one. I also have the Color Icon in Bikini Contest, which this is also another good bronzer for somebody with a medium skin tone. So keep that in there. And then the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contouring Palette. I do like this, but I would rather use my drugstore products in my makeup tutorials and stuff like that and save this for my Freelance kit, just because you've got your light, medium, and deep, you know, contouring and highlighting shades. So that's why I like to keep this in my kit. And then the same thing kind of goes for this NYX the Highlight and Contour Pro palette. Now sometimes I will take this one out of my kit and use this personally, but this is another great one to have to use on different skin tones. I also have some highlights in here from ColourPop. They don't work for me personally, but they would definitely work on somebody with a darker skin tone. And the shades that I have is Might Be, Candyman, and Do Not Disturb. So I also have the NARS Casino Bronzer because you all know how much I love NARS Laguna. So I wanted to get the darker one for my kit so I could have both the lighter and the darker one. This one works really good on medium skin tones. Sometimes on some deep. If you're really deep, it's not really going to show up enough. And then I keep the Becca Opal in here because even though I can use this from time to time, it is slightly a little too dark for me, but it is a beautiful highlight. And I do like to use this on other people. Like, it looks really beautiful. So I just saved that for my kit. I have these Black Radiance blushes because sometimes it is hard to find a good, really dark colored blush for somebody with a really, really deep skin tone. So I saw these and I really liked these colors. Like, they have really great pigmentation. Like, they're like a baked sort of blush, like a good buildable color. But I just thought that they were a really beautiful, you know, red and kind of neutral colored blush to have for my kit. And then I did put these body illuminizers in here from Wet n Wild because they sent me a PR package of all the shades. And these I cannot use, and I thought, well, in case maybe I need this for some reason, I'll just keep them in my kit. So, and then the same thing kind of just goes for these Avon highlights. Like, this one looks beautiful on somebody with a deep skin tone. And then this one just had slightly a little, if I can get it open, just had slightly a little too much color for me. I mean, like, sometimes I can use this one in the summer, but I just decided to save it for my kit. And then this I can wear, but I just never really wear it that much. And it is a pretty highlighting product, so I just decided to save it for my kit as well. If there's ever something that I think might work on somebody else, or maybe it is a nice product but I just don't really like it on myself for whatever reason, then I like to save it and just put it in my kit. Now we're gonna get into this very bottom section. I keep a ton of my makeup brushes in here, like my extra makeup brushes or makeup brushes I'm not currently using. Now, I would also probably take all these with me whenever I go to an event just in case I needed a brush or something. But these are all cleaned and washed, and I keep them in here so they don't get dusty and all that sort of thing. But the thing that I use, and I also keep this in here too because whenever I go to do makeup things, this was from Morphe. This came with a brush set that I got from them, the Jaclyn Hill Favorites. But what I like to use this little thing for is I'll put like eyeliners or I don't know, just like things like that. So it just comes in handy, so I just keep that. Now this thing here, this is one of those belt brush, I guess, like holders or whatever you want to call it, like where you would wrap this around your waist. And I'll try to link down below where you can get this. It's from this company, but I love, love, love this thing for when I'm doing makeup on other people. It's just so convenient because it holds so many different brushes and it's just so convenient. So I highly recommend one of these belt brush holders. I think that's what they're called. I feel like I'm not calling that the right thing. So yeah, I always take that with me. In this, I would normally put all of my eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to take, the things that I just showed you, just like what other random things I needed to take, I would put in here because it's just kind of like a big open area. But this mainly houses my palettes, my eyeshadow palettes. So the ones that I currently have in here right now, this is kind of just like a storage area for these because these are palettes I don't really use. So this is an old MAC palette. It has a few Makeup Geek eyeshadows that they're whatever, like they're not terrible eyeshadows, but I don't really use them, so I just keep them in there. This is kind of like a Z palette. It's one of the Tarte eyeshadow palettes, and I just have a bunch of like single eyeshadows in here. I might take those with me on, you know, a makeup thing. I might not, just depending on what I'm doing. I mean, like, obviously if I'm doing bridal makeup, I'm probably not going to take a bunch of colored eyeshadows. It's mainly going to be neutrals. But maybe if I was doing like prom makeup or an event type of makeup that might need color, then, you know, I definitely would take some color with me. I keep the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics in here because I personally don't really use this that much anymore, but I feel like these are good basic eyeshadows to have, you know, to just take with you in case you might need something, maybe you forgot something. So I just always keep it in there. The same thing kind of goes for this palette here, which is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. I just feel kind of the same way about this as I do, hopefully this thing is staying in focus, as I do about the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. It's just good to have a palette with a bunch of basic eyeshadows in there in case maybe a palette that you're taking doesn't have something that you need, or maybe you accidentally forgot something, like you have your basics. So, and I don't really tend to use this very much because I have so many palettes that have colors similar to this. So I just save it, you know, for my kit. This here is kind of, you know, it's another one of those it's another one of those products that I do like the eyeshadows in here, but I don't really use it that much. And I feel like these colors would be beautiful on somebody with a medium to deep skin tone. So I like to keep that in there just in case maybe somebody wants some really pretty blues or, you know, some really pretty bronzy colors, because I did enjoy the formula of these. They're very pigmented and everything. So I just kind of saved it for my kit. And then this here is a discontinued product. Like, New York Colors doesn't make this anymore, but this is a dupe to the Urban Decay Naked palette, and the quality of these eyeshadows are really good for it just being like a drugstore eyeshadow palette. And it's another one of those palettes that's just like a good basic. So I just decided to keep it in my kit since, you know, I can't really, I mean, I could use it on my channel, but if you didn't have this palette, then you know, you could only recreate this with like the Urban Decay Naked, the original palette, or, you know, I don't know. So I just saved it for my kit. And then I have some like random lipsticks in here. These are the CoverGirl Exhibitionist, and they're like lighter shades that I can't wear because they're too light. But I wanted to save them for my kit because maybe I might have a client that's really, really fair, and maybe these would look good on them. So, you know, I have some really brightly colored eyeshadows in this MAC palette. These are NYX Hot Singles, and, you know, in case I might need some really bright colors or something, keep that in there. I have some other NYX Hot Singles that I hadn't depotted, so. And then I have this MAC eyeshadow, which is a really pretty navy, and I really like this eyeshadow, but I don't tend to use it that much, but just in case, you know, maybe somebody wanted a really pretty navy. And then this bag here just has a bunch of like glitters. I don't know, just in case I might need some glittery eyeshadow or something like that. Some of these things have been like discontinued products, so I can't really use them, you know, on my YouTube channel, but I can definitely use them on other people. So, and then I have another little thing that I take with me for, you know, freelance makeup, and I wanted to show that to you guys because I feel like that is also a very useful tool if you do freelance makeup. Sorry if there's any like cat hair or things on this rug. I didn't really think to vacuum this stuff before I started filming. But this thing comes in super handy as well, and I got this like at the craft section of Meijer. So I feel like also I've seen these at Walmart as well, and they usually come like in a set of 2. So I got 2 of these with a lid and 2 more of these with a lid, but I took the lid off and then just put all 4 of them together. But I feel like these are really useful as well. This is also what I used to use before I got that big kit. I just had like 2 sets of these, like a set of 4 and another set of 4 that I would put everything in. So maybe if you're first just starting out and you just need something really basic, this is really good. So like in this top section here, I usually keep like, you know, my tools that I would always need with me. So I have extra makeup sponges, some disposable things that, you know, you need whenever you do freelance makeup, like disposable mascara wands, some lip gloss little insert things and lip brushes. And you can get these types of things off of Amazon or from like Sally's Beauty. I mean, Amazon anymore is like the best place to like buy things like that. I have like these in case I need those, some more lip product stuff. I have like a brush cleaner in there in case I need to spot clean a brush. Eyelash curler. I have some like little clips in case I need to clip somebody's hair back or use them for something. This little palette here I got off of Amazon, but it's like a mixing, like where you can put, which I need to clean it off, it's a little dirty, but you can put foundation on here to mix it so you're not putting it on the back of your hand and being unsanitary. You can use this. Plus it's just nice, you know, and it comes with like a little mixing, like little tool. So I thought this was like super handy. So if I can find this off of Amazon, I'll link it. Josh got me some of this stuff, so like it's not in my order history, it's like in his order history. It's always good to have a pair of scissors. I have like a big old thing of a bunch of Q-tips, and I also have like regular Q-tips, the pointed Q-tips in there. And then I have a bunch of shadow shields. Sorry, I have a bunch of shadow shields in there. I used to use these so much, and sometimes I still use them. A lot of times now I'll just use makeup remover wipes or, you know, lotion on a Q-tip or something to clean up fallout or anything like that. But in case maybe I've already done the foundation, like I forgot, and I'm doing a darker eyeshadow look, it's just good to have these for, you know, situations like that. Little cotton rounds. So those are kind of like the tools that I take with me, and I'm sure there's probably other stuff that, depending on what the event is, I might bring other things, but these are just things I always have, you know, that I keep up there. And then in these other ones, like I have some more backup foundations because that, as you could see, was like very full. So I have more of these CoverGirl True Blend Matte Maids. I have some of the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. These were ones that used to be in my collection, and one summer when I got really tan, I could wear this stuff, but I don't ever really tend to get that tan anymore. So I just decided to move these to my kit. So this is kind of like backup. I have like some eyelashes in here, but like I feel like I have these in here because I just don't have room in my makeup collection. But if I was going to an event, you know, I'd get specific things. And then in these other two compartments, I don't really have anything in them currently. Like this here is just like a bunch of extra things. Like I have like palettes, like the boxes that my palettes came in. For some reason I wanted to hold on to them, so I put them in here. Some more extra false lashes, and then the bottom one is just empty. So a lot of times in this is what I would take my lipstick in. So that's why it doesn't really have anything in here, because I have like basically all of my lipstick. I have all of my lipstick in my makeup collection. So, you know, I would pull that stuff out to put in here to take with me. Definitely feel like this thing comes in super handy. So yeah. So I hope that you all did enjoy this. I hope that you found it helpful or useful. If you do freelance makeup, I hope maybe this gave you some ideas. Now, doing freelance makeup, it's not like my full-time job. It's just something that I kind of do on the side. And honestly, I don't do it too often. It's just mainly, you know, if someone knows that I do makeup and they ask me, then normally I say yes, and you know, I give them my pricing and all that sort of thing. So it's not like my full-time job. You all know that I work at an Amazon fulfillment center. This is just something I kind of do on the side. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this, please give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what other videos you'd like to see me do, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye-bye.
In about 5 minutes, I'm self-destruct. About 5 minutes, I'm self-destruct.